Hey there, this is Malorian, and this is going to be a Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report and another Siege. So I was supposed to do another one the day before, fell through, but I have another one here with Skaven. Now, Skaven want to be the attackers. Now, Skaven normally don't do well in buildings, but they got a couple of things going for them. First of all, I mean, if they get off things like, their Plague or the Dread 13th, man, that stuff can turn around really fast. Plus, since last time, I also figured out too and saw another rule that when a piece of the wall is breached, if you ever lose combat, you're not steadfast. You're automatically pushed out. So that's huge and would have helped me in the last one. But now in this one here, I'm a little bit wiser. I'll be defending it. And hey, let's see what happens. Alright, so here's my army, and it's a little bit different from last time. Basically, now that I know that my banners are useless and that those savages with spears are just a waste of time. Plus, now this is not the special one with Kieran. There's not such a big push to make sure everything's painted. What I did is, you're going to see what I do with the savages in a second, but basically from dropping some command all over the place, I have a BSB now. So this is a Night Goblin BSB, which I wanted painted for this battle, but I ran out of green, so whatever, it'll be next one. But yeah, now this BSB with 2+ save and great weapons. It'll be pretty awesome. And got a lot of orcs here to have in the wall. But remember, I still have starvation rolls. Otherwise, this is what I have here. These are my other units, my old Savage Orcs that have the double choppas. They're not the super old guys, but I mean, they're the ones before the current plastics. And unfortunately, this is a lot of points to be coming on as a relief force. But, it should be all right, and then they'll be pretty badass. Now, after starvation, it hurt. Pretty much, I had the Black Orcs. Well, neither of my characters starved at all, so that was nice. My Black Orcs got off fairly nice, but yeah, I mean, the one unit lost 14, the other one lost 17, and then the Savages, yeah, they lost 16. So, lots of guys dead, and that hurts. Otherwise, in the front gate, this is how we're going to be facing. The front gate is going to be one of the spots he picked there, and that's where my Black Orcs are. Across the front, maybe I'll cover my upgrades later, but he's going to be facing me with a Helped Abomination. Now, the unit that he has with the Bell is actually a mix-up. Right now, they're Plague Monks. We realize right away that that's not legit, so he's going to change them to Storm Vermin, but he has the Grey Seer on the Bell. He has a Warp Lightning Cannon, then some Clan Rats. And then over here, he is going to be having another Warp Lightning Cannon. He has the Rat Ogres, and then 2 different units of the Storm Vermin. Now, looking over here for the whole castle, you can kind of see where everything is. The spots that are going to be actually the ones you are going after here, the 3 points, are the gate, the right wall, and I actually picked the back wall. That's one of the things where it seems like, well, if I get the pick and we're making a box, I'll do the back wall, because basically what he has to do is waste a turn going through one of the side towers to get to me first. So it's kind of a delaying tactic, but yeah, I have my Black Orcs in the front gate to fight, defending that one, the Savages defending the right one, and if I hold on to just those 2, I win. So that would be nice. Down below, I have one of my units of Orcs holding that, and then what I did for upgrades is I put one into Sally Forth so I can try and destroy his war machines. I have hot oil going on the front 2 towers and the front gate. The front gate is also the whole Hellmouth thing, so that's where it has a breath weapon. And then the tower there on the far top right, that is also going to be the whole wizard tower thing. So in there I have the Orcs, I have my BSB, I have Morco, my war boss with the wizard hat. I have the Lore of Light, and so I'm in there, I'm Lore Master. So I'm really looking forward to some weapon skill initiative 10 Orcs. It's going to be pretty cool. but we still have to do some artillery and stuff. So what he did is put a lot of stuff into, well, pretty much all of his points into just the whole underdigging or whatever it's called, undermining. And he had like 16 dice to roll at it. But at the end of the day, he rolled, you know, enough sixes and then 4 pluses to destroy all 3 of the main spots. So all these are breached. I'm not getting any of the bonuses. You know, he's not having half weapon skill or half initiative. And if I ever lose a combat, I'm automatically being pushed out. So that's bad. On my side, I was able to destroy one of his warp lightning cannons. So that's all right. That's going to help. Also, this is a pretty cool conversion he has for this one here. And yeah, now we're, well, you know, at the very start, I get 2 rounds of shooting, and that's kind of a joke because I have no shooting. But on his first turn, the rat ogres charge into my savages. I should be able to mess up them pretty good. He has, now you can see that everything got changed up here. So the one far left here unit of the storm vermin, now they're monks. So they basically traded places and numbers with what was running the bell. And they can't charge the building because there's nothing inside it to charge. So they're going to have to walk up this turn and then go in next turn. And then over here, he has his clan rats coming after my war boss. I should be fine there. And then he wanted to hold back with his storm vermin and bell to send in the hell pit first. And remember, you're only 8 inches away, but he only rolled 6 inches on 3 dice and failed. So pretty bad luck there. But then he rolls the bell, and the bell lets him go an extra 6 inches, which can be a charge. So the bell's going to charge into here anyway. So no big deal. On his magic phase, though, oh, I felt... okay, I felt good. I can't say I felt bad for him. I kind of did, but this was great. He does plague, and you know, I saved my dice for it, and I was going to try and stop it, but I just rolled garbage. So he gets plague off. He only kills 4 from the unit there that has my general, but then he rolls a 1. So I send it back into these guys here, and it just decimates the storm vermin. Oh, so bad. He is going to then also put Blood Frenzy on these guys, but man, the unit literally just got cut in half. After all the stuff and all his attacks are done, one thing that's kind of unfortunate is because he's attacking everywhere in the castle that he can see, that Warp Lightning Cannon actually had nothing to shoot. Going from left to right, the Rat Ogres got destroyed by the Savage Orc Biggins and thrown back out. It's one of these things where it just seems wrong because you can only send in 3 Rat Ogres and yet the wounds will transfer over. So I actually killed 5 Rat Ogres. And, yeah, he wasn't too happy about that. Meanwhile, he went to the tower there and didn't do so well there. I just pushed him back out pretty easily. And then against the Black Orcs, he did not, he actually rolled fairly poorly. And then when I attacked back, I just decimated the Storm Vermin. So they lost their frenzy. There's only like 5 of them left. I also used my breath weapon too. That's the thing that kind of pushed it over the edge to make sure I won that combat. And we're looking pretty good so far. So my next turn here, pretty much all the places that has boiling oil, I put down those little 3-inch templates. I get him down, so he just has 2 storm vermin pushing the wheel there. It also did a wound to the Grey Seer, killed a bunch of these clan rats, and you know, I just used it on the hell pit because why not? And I actually rolled a 6, but then he regened it because for some reason the burning oil doesn't have the burning, you know, the flaming roll. So whatever. All right, so on his next turn, he's coming at me again. He has the monks that go into the building there, and then he has his rat ogres attacking the savages again, just because why not? If nothing else, he can try and whittle me down. And then he also switches over, and now he has a storm vermin going after my boss. And, you know, I feel pretty good. I should be able to hold him back. That part of the building is not breached yet, so I should be all right. The Hell Pit goes into the building here, and this is fantastic. Actually, when I first saw the Hell Pit matched up against the Black Orcs, I have the Flaming Banner, so this is like the perfect counter for me. Oh, but then he gets off with the bell, and it's the one which destroys buildings. Now, in a siege, you can't actually destroy the castle, but what it's going to do is that it'll breach it. And then also, with the whole thing with the bell, is that basically as the building collapses, every single model inside there has to take an initiative test. So that was really bad because whereas before on the side of the board I had a tray of like another 15 orcs, yeah, those 15 orcs are all dead. What you see in this tower right now is all I have. My general with magic hat, the BSB, and 4 orcs. That's all I have against his storm vermin, which are going to be death frenzied. So, yeah, this is bad news. I was hoping, too, that he might crumble the one that has his little monks in the back, but it's only on a 5+, and didn't happen. Otherwise, after, oh, what am I trying to show here? Yeah, this is the Death Frenzy that he now has on that unit as well. But he also had a miscast to get on that Death Frenzy. And with the Blast, he is now down to 1 wound on his Grey Seer. And he killed the last 2 Storm Vermin. So that Bell can't move anymore. And that Grey Seer is pretty damn close to death. So he comes at me, and one of the things I should say that for my turn is that he stopped me doing banishment to him, but I got off speed of light on the bubble. So my savages, my black orcs, and my general, they all have weapon skill 10, initiative 10, and that really helped here against the, let's go left to right. Against the little rat ogres there, I killed all the rat ogres before they even got to go, and then easily pushed out the little guys there. When he went into the tower, he did half his guys at my war boss, and actually did 2 wounds, so I'm almost dead. Both of our generals are down to 1 wound now, so that's kind of scary. And then the other 15 attacks went against the unit, and he killed 3 of them. Now, looking at this here, I actually did really poorly against him, and I actually lost, but I'm going to hold because even though he did 1 more wound to me, I have 2 joining sections, so I get +2, so I held. So that's really good, but I'm only in there by the skin of my teeth. Meanwhile, against the Hell Pit, I know going for great weapons is the right choice, but I also want to make sure that he doesn't get off some spell or something that's going to change things. So I went with 2 hand weapons just to try and kill him before he even got to go, but I left him with 1 wound. So the other thing that really sucked is that when he rolled for the Hell Pit to see what would happen, he rolled the feed. And in a building, you're only counting as being in base to base with 1 model. So he only got the feed on 1 guy, and that's all he did. So really, his impact hits did more than his normal stuff. But I pushed the Hell Pit back out, and I gotta say, like, this is looking really bad for the Skaven. So my turn 2, I get off speed of light again. Well, I guess the first thing to say is I move both my characters down here. That 1 orc is going to have to hold that tower by himself. But I get off the speed of light, but it's with irresistible force, and I get sucked into the warp as a reward. So I'm going to be pretty awesome again with weapon skill 10, initiative 10, but I no longer have any magic. Really, leadership actually means nothing in this game anyway, but yeah, it's been pretty nice to have magic. Otherwise, this is pretty much it. Now, going on to his turn, he's going to be sending his Storm Vermin back into that 1 guy, so he's probably toast. He's turning over his little handlers there to try and go to the bottom tower, and meanwhile, those monks in that tower are attacking my guys in the back. And, yeah, that should really hurt. Meanwhile, over here, the unit of clan rats came over to run the bell. I'm not actually sure if they're allowed to do this or not, but why not? It makes sense, right? And the Hell Pit, he knows he's going to lose the Hell Pit, but he just wants to try and do something before he dies. Over here, okay, so you know how my opponent already had Plague bounce back to his own guys and kill half his unit? Well, the Bell did the thing this turn again, so that all buildings within 18 inches are destroyed on the 5+, and he destroyed the one with the monks, and they're only initiative 3, so kills, oh god, I think he killed like 15 of them, and even spiked high type thing. So these are all the guys he has now, just 10. That's all he has. So remember, I'm initiative 10, weapon skill 10. So even though these guys can kind of outclass my orcs, I'll be killing some of those guys off first. And oh, just such bad luck. I should also say that for talking about bad luck, he then goes and shoots with his warp lightning cannon, which because now the one with the savage orcs isn't engaged anymore, so he had something to shoot. So it hits basically, like, it goes with a 10, so it's at the very back of the building, and then rolls a 2 to go into the tower. So he kills no savage orcs, kills one of his monks. In the combat, I kill like 4 more. He just kills like 2 back or something, or maybe even nothing. So really, really just, he doesn't have the plague banner there, so that really hurts. But then again, like, by the time he even got the swing, he only had 5 guys because of all the crazy stuff that's been going on. Talking about crazy stuff going on, with the 10 attacks from the Storm Vermin, he was unable to kill my weapon skill 10 orc in there, and so I just pushed him back. Oh, it's just so embarrassing. And then with the Hell Pit, he does an impact, and I just kill him off. And because it's with fire, he can't come back. So on my turn here, turn 3 now would be my relief force comes in, and it's basically useless. I mean, if you don't have fast cav or something as a relief force, they're just not going to get to the gate on time, and because it's randomized on what side you come in, these guys actually came on to the left side of the castle, which he wasn't around anyway. So these guys, whatever, I don't really need them anyway. So otherwise, at the end of everything here, he's just basically going for the big attack. We're on turn 4 now. He's going to be sending in those few guys, the Plague Monks, into the back tower there again. I'm no longer having the weapon skill 10, initiative 10, so that's going to really help him, but he's down to like 5 or whatever guys. He, just out of silliness, he sent the handlers out at the savages, because at this point, he knows he's lost. He just wants to get it over with. He sends his Storm Vermin after that one orc again to try and get some revenge. And the clan rats go after the black orcs again, and they're going to get Death Frenzy. So at the end of his turn 4, it looks like this. In the front gate there, he did kill some of my black orcs. All the black orcs you see there is what I have left. But yeah, I just slaughtered those clan rats pretty good. You know, it's 3+ to hit, 2+ to kill with, 20 attacks. So it's pretty brutal. Oh man, again, those Storm Vermin failed to kill the one orc, and so I push them back again. Ridiculous. Of course, those handlers failed against the savages, and they're slaughtered. And then the monks, again. It's a thing where, they need 4+ to hit, 5+ to wound. I have a 5+ armor and a 6+ parry. He just can't do that too much to me. And then I killed one back and pushed him back. So at that, we kind of looked at this. I'm holding 3 sections. If I really wanted to, I could send the savages after. I could send my orcs after, whatever I want. Basically, I could attack the monks, make them even worse, and with little risk to me, and going back to the walls or whatever. But it's over. At this point, it's over, and we just call it. There's only one more turn anyway, and with what he has left, he cannot take 2 of these sections. So, kind of the end here, this is just a Gracier going like, what the hell? If there was a table up here, he'd be flipping the table. And, it was really obvious that my opponent was fairly frustrated. Looking back on it, though, I mean, this is his first game of the siege. And so he's already starting to pick up the things you need to have here. He probably shouldn't have had the banners all over and stuff like that. He saw that you really need to have the elite units that can hit really hard. One of the things he probably should have also done that would have really helped him is he didn't change any of his spells up to be Dreaded 13th. And especially when he has a level 4 to my level 2, I would be 6 dicing Dreaded 13th every time because these wall sections don't hold many guys, and killing 4d6 is massive. Especially because if you ever kill them all, they all turn to rats, and now you control it. So he did make a few mistakes, but this is his first one here. He also had horrendous dice. It was just, It really was ridiculous, some of the dice he had. I can't believe that one orc held back Storm Vermin for 2 turns. That just should not happen. But either way, there you go. A win for the Orcs as defender. And I don't know if we're going to have another Siege game coming up here in the next little while, but you can bet I would love to do one again later on. So see you then, and hope you like the battle. Bye.